Guys, I've tried this like 3 times. Just welcome to the channel, okay? We're gonna play the beginner's guide. That was so much easier than it had to be. So much harder than it had to be. Anyways, I saw this on, I don't know if I could say his name. Is that a legal issue? Whatever. I saw it on Smitty's channel. And, if you guys know him, that's cool. You should know me too. Maybe Smitty could know me. Whatever. We're gonna play this game, okay? So I have some knowledge, but I didn't complete the entire video because I wanted to play it for myself. Audio was definitely on. Okay. I was looking at my second monitor to read that. So WASD mouse, got it. Sorry if you hear squeaking in the
Hi
background.
there.
That's my chair.
Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide.
You're welcome, bro.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
It looks like
You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Oh, spacebar. They didn't
But
tell
what
us
I like
spacebar.
is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
Is there? Hang on. Mouse sensitivity. Mouse sensitivity.
And of course, it
That's a
destroys
little
the
better.
illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And
Okay.
it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
Why?
And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Sweet. What is that show? Movie called? Man, of course I would go blank now. That one that it's so popular on TikTok, it's just interlinked so many times. It's a movie with is it Ryan Gosling? It's a great movie. I have a gun.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
Self-destruction. Okay.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see.
They're all the same thing. Oh, I actually have a gun. What happens if I go this way? can't go that way. No. We're back. Yep. Dark room. This is not a space station.
Security call reached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Am I about to fight somebody?
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't
No
really
doors.
know. Maybe Coda thought that actually
What the
it
heck?
was complete
Doors
the
don't
way
do
that it
anything.
is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
Bullet hole stay.
Begin ship evacuation.
That's cool. Oh, I'm out of ammo. And I can't reload. Oh, okay.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
And the bottom of the map. Mouse sensitivity is still a little high. Hang on, sorry. I feel like that's crazy low anyways. I'm gonna do this too. What is this? Maybe there. No. Option. Advanced options. Try to look for like subtitles or something. Oh, audio, duh. Alright, now let's try it. No exit. 3 dots. Shoot. 3 dots. Nope. Okay. Nothing. No secrets here? Nope.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is the part that's
Take my
interesting.
gun.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Right.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If
Okay.
your body could stop the beam.
Why my body? Am I that
It's
hot?
so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it?
I'll do it. Open the door.
Would you give yourself?
Yeah, I already said. Yeah, okay. Jump. What the?
Let me pause here for a second.
Sideways.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay. I need to step back in it. Yo. What the hell? I can see my house from here.
The beam causes
And
you to start
everybody
floating.
else's.
And this is an important moment for him.
Can I move?
Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
Yeah, that's
Or this
so
floating
brutal.
could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on
Is
this
this just copy
and moves
paste?
onto a stream of tiny little
Definitely
games
is.
that
Like
go
that,
in all
that
sorts of
star in
directions.
the middle.
Let's go ahead and take
There's
a
all
look at the
these
first
stars here,
game he
too.
made after leaving this one behind.
It's alright. It's pretty anyways. Back rooms. Pass was behind her. I can't move. Hello? Oh, I can.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
That's. Oh, that's true. So, for reference, I got through the last one. Like, the space whatever it was called. I got through that one, and then I decided I want to play the game. So I don't know what I'm doing here. That's fine. Can I fall? No. That's good. Alright. Isn't there a bug that does this? It walks... What? Oh.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Is. Screenshot. Oh. Okay. I wonder if it's recording this. Whatever. Wait, does that say something different now? Why does the future keep changing? Okay, this wasn't open. Let's go this way. Yo! When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. What is it? Who is she? No, Coda's a guy, so it can't be Coda. Okay. This is kind of trippy. Modern art. It's definitely quartz from Minecraft. So go up to the door. That door. Seen some better day. Door's gone.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends.
Okay.
Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
November 2008. You are now entering. That's it? Wait a minute.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this
What?
game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. I suppose. December 2008.
Oftentimes, Coda would put
every
bizarre
direction.
titles like this one at the start of his games.
Okay. Yo.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early
What?
games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it.
I guess it makes
Once he
sense.
stopped
to go
work
up
on a
the
game,
stairs,
like,
right?
that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Is there anything behind here? Any secrets?
I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
He knew I was coming. What about the other ones? Are you gonna say the same thing? Yep, I'm doing the walk. Actually, nothing. Holy smokes. Alright. Yeah, you thought I was going back to the stairs. Check the last one just because. Why does that sound like a Minecraft ghast? Tell me I'm wrong. Alright, we're going upstairs. Why is that one spot painted blue also? Can't be a shadow. Interesting. Yo, wait a minute. Am I slowing down? I'm slowing down.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens.
Okay.
So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
What if I want to make it all the way up there on the slow speed? Alright, I'm kidding. Hello, door. I don't know how to enter a door, apparently. Play as a pair of floating eyes emitting what? Emitting footstep noises? A key. Oh, okay, wait. A key in one game unlocks the door in a completely separate game.
Warm,
That would be cool.
Nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Series of lavish manuals come with the game, giving you incorrect instructions on how to
Coda
play.
would often tell me that he didn't mind if
You
people
are the
thought of
queen,
him
dusting
as
your
cold
jewelry
or
while your
distant.
kingdom is
He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
That's deep. Just like this one here. Oh, I was reading that, but whatever. Ready, set, bish. Alright. What? This doesn't look like bish. Alright.
Well, this is new for Coda.
Yep.
It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
What? Why is there smoky smokes? Is a secret door somewhere? Nope. Anything. What if I close it while I'm inside? Alright, I'm a genius. I'm a
Don't
genius.
forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle
The three
again
dots!
soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
What does it look like to you guys? That looks like a nose and two eyes. You said don't forget that solution, okay. This is so cool. I would live here.
So that seems to be it, right?
Yeah.
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Yeah. It's like, I didn't press enter. Okay. This looks like whenever you get the
How about that? There was more to it
see-through
than we had
mod,
any way of
see-through texture pack or
I
whatever.
actually find it funny that this game
Minecraft?
comes after the
Yeah, I'd see
Stairs
it
game,
before.
since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
I don't know if it's
Either
dull
way,
or-
I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
That's a damn good question. We're back in the dark room. So last time it says, all right. Say last time it says you are now exiting or entering.
This, combined
This
with the
now we're
entering game
exiting.
from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. Great and the lovely. I don't know what that just said. What a thumbnail that is. That looks like a better thumbnail than the last one.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Can't read cursive.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Linear boxing. That's a... Wait a minute. Okay, I want to see the art. Fork and a knife, and people in the road with skyscrapers. Okay, that's cool. There's only one thing, and it's white. This is only for handicapped people. They don't have a restroom for non-handicapped? Is that telling us something? Is Coda handicapped? Yeah, that would... Alright, we're going down. What? Only up, but it's down. Parkour. 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 Parkour, but a 360. Yo, that was cool. Okay. Careful. Yeah, alright, yep. It's so only up, but it's down is so much easier than only up. But I don't, okay, alright. Oh. Alright. What the... This looks like a scene from, Skyfall. The Jason Bond? James Bond movie? That's what it looks like. What the hell? What is this sound? Yo, chill. Yeah, I get the penthouse. Can I go this? Alright.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Yo.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Of course there wasn't. Coda doesn't seem like the type of guy to play around. He seems serious. But like, about what is the question? I guess we're going in reverse to find out we're not the same spot. The 3 dots! That has to mean something, right? Does this do anything? Hi, 3 dots. Alright, so the same puzzle.
Again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Alright.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
It's a square. We're inside a square. The Earth is a square. See? It's a little bit darker. You can see the points. Where's the other one? It was there. Alright. So we're in a square. The Earth is a square. Proving it. Yo, this music's wild. Yo. Why do I feel like I've had this dream? You there.
Here,
Did you come
Coda
from
begins
above?
using a kind of
What was
dialogue
up there?
system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay. Yes, there is a world stamped with whiteness. America. Just kidding. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there was these floating colored rocks. Isn't all of that true? We're gonna go with closing my eyes. Just kidding. One. Okay, other keypad. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. That's the world above. You've been there. Now, this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yeah. Literally, the last thing I did before coming. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzles. I'd prefer not to tell you. After all, we've only just met. I agree with that statement. Alright, that didn't work. So I have to use my other keypad? What? But you don't understand. We're trapped here. The puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. You're pretty dumb, bro. You think you want to get through? But trust me, you don't. Let me describe it for you. Let me tell you all about what is over there. Alright, I'll let you... Or I'll tell you how to solve it. Nah, bro. Let me describe it for you. This isn't possibly enough. I need to actually be there. I cannot simply be told what it is. I must see it for myself. I must escape the prison. There must be an end. Yo, I didn't realize his head was... What now? Okay. Another one? Why another one? That's the real question. Hello? How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to... Yeah, we just talked about this. No, I've been right here the whole time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in black space in the middle. What happens if I solve it? Not sure, but if I have any suspicion, what you find won't... I was reading that! Whatever. Viewer, you can watch it whenever you get... You know, you can pause it. I won't pause it. I can't. Alright, we're going downstairs. This is what I want my house to look like.
And so we make one
Stairs
last
upon
descent
stairs upon
down to the
stairs.
final floor of the level.
We're back. It definitely doesn't look like quartz. A lamp! Isn't that was at the beginning of the game, right? Hello, lamp. I'm gonna name you Jerry.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something.
He needs stability.
He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
Very nice.
We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and
Hey, come
clearer
outta here.
and clearer.
Okay. Alright. What? Oh, fade to black. Just like Zach Justice. If you know, you know. April 2009. All you notes are left by others. All notes are left by other players, okay? What's this one say? Nice room. Who left that mean?
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Oh,
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually.
Good for you.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Balls.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I just saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I ever seen. I don't feel like I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. Never want to see again. Am I reading that right? I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying now and planning on ripping my eyes out. I must go do that now. I must now go do that. What the fuck? Ooh. Some of these are whack, bro. How's there wood and grass and concrete here? What the fuck? I could tell you. I feel like I could tell you. It's a game. Alright, where to next? So, probably we can't jump over there. Let's go this direction. What the shit is this cavern? Boring. I can assure you, guaranteed that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place. Sailors are looking. Who the hell are the sailors? Why can't I sprint? You guys just looking for someone to talk to. Bro, me too. I refuse to believe. Butt ass butt. Let me go to the freaking bathroom. Me too, bro. Recognize me, please. Me whenever you're. I mean, guys, not me. Of course not. When they're on TikTok and see a pretty girl. There's nothing here, go back. Okay. Don't listen. Yo, I'm gonna trust you. Yes. A free t-shirt? I get a free t-shirt. Need other side. Door while you sew. What? Did I already read this? Yeah, wait a minute. Okay, so we came from up there. Okay, wait. Did not get confused. Make game include door. Cannot open door things. Open sesame. Was it? No. Door how open. Yo. Someday I'll meet the person who made this. I help because of the internal good I feel I get. Good feeling I get. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. New room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep going, don't they? It's hearing each other. I would like very much to be desired. Yo, that's so scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. Yo, this person either need some help, not like in a bad way. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying like if you ever feel this way, get some help. I know I have. It's not very crowded here. It feels pretty crowded. You can go in here, I think. Congratulations. I don't really know where it is. Don't bother. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a bullet. This is where I get off. Wait. What does that even mean? Messaging. I am compelled. Yo, don't do that. If that's what you're saying. Stop, turn back, proceed further will only result in misery. What the hell? Take my hand, let's jump. Do I ever end up over here? I want to read them all, but I don't feel like I'm gonna wind up be able to. Cabbage-shaped Sarnation. Alright. What is that painting? You're a good question. That's a good question. Doesn't matter. It does not matter if you ever get over there. Okay. Very good game. And hey, don't talk about me that way. Okay. I think I'm. This is not going anywhere, bro. I don't know who wrote these, but it seems like a 5-year-old did. Next time I'll do better. Need someone to talk to. Yeah, bro. This is a note? Question mark. Don't listen to the other notes. Okay? Yo! What is going on here? This seems like somebody they're crying for help or something. That's what I'm trying to say. What is going on here? Today I learned you cannot fall off. Oh. Ethical. Yo, for real though. I saw a person walking down there and now I won't come back. Don't say that shit. That's great. Double Tower Star? What in the world? Well done. Stop faking. Okay. Yo. From up here, just looking at dogs. That's true. Am I crazy? Am I hearing shit? Double Tower Star. It didn't. Isn't that what this one said? It's about how this game is pretentious. You all suck. I hear whispers. Who are all of you? Whoever made this has issues. Painting, what does it mean? I don't know that it has it. Maybe it does. Art. Hey guys, how's it going? Just saying. Help, I'm trying to speak. Yo, there's some underlining meanings here. I think it's about how things that look messy from up close and perfect from far away. They looked messy from far away. Dude, what? Okay, so probably there are some that are repeated, but we will all die someday? Someday? Does it mean anything? Stop pretending you're other people. Well, I'm not. Okay. What do these ones say? Maybe I'll feel real someday. What? Guys. He was himself the most horrible creature he could. I don't even know what to say to this anymore. I thought this was going to be a fun game. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here. There must be a reason for it, though. This terrible secret kept me low. I mean,
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Yo, this one's so for real. Hold on, I was waiting for him to finish. Not this one. This one. You cut it up and spread it in the world. The way the narrator's talking, it sounds like the dude, the Coda, he's like releasing emotion through creating games. Bro just cleared his throat. Downward, keep digging.
In each of his games,
Minecraft.
after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Okay. Does this puzzle have a solution? Yes. I've been here for literally an hour. What was it? Help. Help. Second door one. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer answers, please. Go. This
And
is
because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Yo. What am I hearing? You're a little bit late, bro. What the hell am I hearing? What is this sound? Typewriters. And a lamp. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. Just need to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty? Speak, 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 speak. Bro. June 2009. Porn stars died too.
Okay, this one is tough. It's
Okay.
gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Door open. That looks like Dubai. I don't know. That's pretty cool. You're chilling. Oh, you're chilling. Did I just go in a circle? Okay. What is this? The outside.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing
Why?
that's particularly
There's no
interesting
door.
about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for
Okay.
some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. What? What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Refrigerator. Duh. Put a giant hole in the ground? No, put a refrigerator. That's not a refrigerator. Okay. Now what about along the walls of the room? Here's a picture of a horse. Really like a washing machine. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. Dude, 10 stoves. That's not on the walls. Light up this room a bit. Skylight. Full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking a 10 by 12. That's so specific. Recessed electrical. 6-inch soft LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. That is so specific. I wonder if he had to Google something that just explained all of it and he wrote it in there. Put live Tesla coils in each corner. Duh. Let's do that. That's not a Tesla coil. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this? Pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. Tables were indifferent. I'm going without. Yo. What the heck?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah. Okay, can't go that way. Is it?
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Alright. Different direction. Just walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Okay. Follow the instructions carefully. First click on it. Good. The 3 dots. Photo frame and click to turn it slightly. The 3 dots are back. Floor lamp in this room off and turn it back. Left side sofa, move it a little closer. Left side, this guy? Touch the shelves. That's it. It's in a real prison. The escape will now open. Return to the start and be taken back to your prison. What? Okay. That's not how a real prison works. Somebody should try it. We're back.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Okay.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense.
We're not in this room.
Okay. Without it, you just spiral.
We were definitely doing only down.
And going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
What the hell?
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay. Follow. We're in a tunnel. No prison, it's just really dark. And there's a lamp. And hedges. Wait a minute. Is that Doctor Who? Yo, we're Doctor Who in this bitch. Who's this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped prison, I guess. You're me? Yeah. So you're trapped in this prison too. Apparently. It was the furniture piece.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's so for real, though. Like, stuck in your own trauma and your own past. That's the vibe I'm getting. That's what I feel like he's saying. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person. That's what I would hope to find out. Age just does that kind of thing. That's not exactly how I read it, but that's how my brain did it. Still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Remember to enjoy being who you really are now. Just feel like that. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? What did they tell you? Did you have to go? What did you have to do to get out? All they told me was to be sincere. They asked me how I felt about being imprisoned. They just talked to me. This one. Because isn't that who? They freed you. How does that work? We're in a loop. Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. Feel afraid nothing will ever change. Dude, this is so deep. Okay, nothing happened.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
It's a good question. Did he make NPCs now? Same wind from the last time?
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle,
Okay.
with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Okay. So that's definitely gonna close on. Yo! Clean. Well, my goodness. Loud as heck. There's all heck that you showed up. Thought I might have to be cleaning this entire house all by myself. And miserable.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games,
he's from
including
different,
this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Music is nice. Could you please clean this up? Yeah, bro, I got you. It's nice. That's the table I want to see. Now, could you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? Yup, here's the bed. This way. That's not the bedroom. Where's the bedroom? Am I dumb? Yo. Messy bed. While you're in there, do you want to straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details. Yeah, I got you. Enjoy being house cleaner. How do you end up doing this job? It's been a long time since I've seen this house. Seen a house. Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel kind of calm. There is that rest in the pit of my ribcage. My soul can't just be soothed any other way, it seems, which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows? I don't know how to read, apparently. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over the couch. Maybe a mop? That's not how that works. Oh, over by the couch. I thought it said on the couch. I was like, that's not how that works. Share incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Come on. Oh, fine. Okay. These dishes need to be washed. Why don't you tell me that? I am doing everything for you, huh? tub needed cleaning. How about to scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. Well, where's the bedroom? Aha. Fan. Bathroom. Still books scattered on the floor in the bedroom. If so, would you put them back in the shelf? Yep. Perfect. Now then, how about you come clear this?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing.
I do that.
It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Yo.
I know that Coda really
Read
liked
that
this
again.
game. Of all of his work, actually,
Hold
this
on.
was the only one
Let him
that he
finish.
called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Good for him. Look what it says. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. You're finding the work hard. Maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. That's so deep, bro. That's crazy. You gonna tell me something now? Yeah. Go on. That's what I'm saying. Occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. Take care of it, it takes care of you. Don't know why I feel so weird about saying that. I get it. That's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Hey, you're right, it's pretty cheesy. There's a little bit of truth in it. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm gonna say. Anyway, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean it? Yeah. What's next? This pillow's on the couch.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Got another one? Yep. What's the question?
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Right. Yeah, that was cool. The lamp.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it. This one
Items you
gets a
love
bit
at members
goofy.
only. What the? Am I in college, bro? Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No. Become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends and people in your life to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, what do you think about the way that your own life? What? Whatever. What do you know? Who do you know who is so well developed in a person that makes you feel disgusted? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how we did it, but how we do it.
About halfway through
This
the
is
game,
so easy.
the
It's
perspective
so
shifts.
easy. It's so easy. Being perfect is effortless. What the fuck is going on here? This is a key. How do I achieve it with no effort?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Wait, I didn't read the first one, all three of them. Number 2 says, I still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Yo! Being alone must be awful. Let me tell you right now, it's effortless, and it's not. Y'all hear screaming? Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting. These are his inner thoughts. You're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life. Not you understand that you won't be happy until you love this. Bro, if you could see my face right now, you are developing a cyst. Gross. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Oh, I can answer with those. Okay. Just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? There's no truth, but there's no path. What is going on? What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the black of the room. Look out. Nothing, no one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone run. Run!
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Holy shit.
I think about this game a lot these days.
That's why you treat people right. Because you never know what
This one
someone's
took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Okay. Put something into it. Nothing on the shelves. Look, it's Tokyo, except I said something else last time. Stage. Stage. Yo. I'm going on stage. I'm not about to sing opera. I think you promised that. Holy shit! Ho ho! My bad, guys. Sorry, that scared the piss out of me. Please, places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at the gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against the wall. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair. Am I? Oh, okay. Is professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Where's the bathroom? What are you doing? You're deflecting. You're not saying what's actually on your mind. Stop dancing around. Stop dancing around it and have a conversation with this person. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. That scared the shit out of me. No. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, I can't read this fast. For some reason, it was just the one moment, but it was confident. Maybe it was just that you need a better feel of the setting. There was a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. There's cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now talk to her. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I'll bet you learn to lean into the pain. What are some sacrifices you have had to make? Let's just actually play the game, kind of, a little bit. You're missing all up. You'll freak her out of the if the conversation gets that personal that quick. Do you realize how important this is for me? Never get another opportunity like this. Everything was riding on this. I don't want to try something. Or I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. By the way, I don't think I was supposed to put that. My inner child whenever I'm trying to talk to women. But that was stop scaring, okay? If I get jump scared, I'm gonna throw hands. Alright.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
Yeah.
The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Jump scare. Okay, I was about to say there's
but what
about
can
to
you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
He's slowing down. Play this game probably must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin. Will be a strip. Captain, what can we do? Can we do anything? I can't die like this. I can't die like this. I don't know yet. I'm trying to find the shields. I can't read that fast, bro. Oh, am I supposed to have my eyes closed? I'm not supposed to be reading this. Well, why would it give me the options? What the?
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Is there? The Wisp. Bruh. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Three dots. I can't click on the door. Alright. There's a door right here. I didn't see this. Stop this to speak something that's honest. First thing. Work is always. That's a.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I don't even know what to say.
His
to
games
that.
are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
It's definitely a cry for help. World of Warcraft? That's what I was trying to say. Why does this feel like something from like what was it? I don't remember. Whatever. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? Looked lost. Completely out of it. Oh, what's happening? Something changed. There was a machine that kept me going. It stopped. Trying to find the engine that used to protect me. It just started. That. Why does that feel like he's saying something about his heart? Wait, you're looking for a machine? There's no. I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it. To know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Oh, I have to tell him.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Yo.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, It was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so lost. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Yo.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
(2011 May). The Machine. Bro, that last one was fucking deep. How do you... Wow, bro. Alright. Glad you see it arrived. Mama, capture the machine that was waiting for you now and bring the interrogation. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Intend to be quick, quiet, brutal. Quick, I guess. Very good. Just be warned, someone called to the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about the machine. It calls itself... What? The machine calls itself Coda. Yeah. You stop.
And of course, it's the machine.
People out there can imagine what pain you're going through. It was only because your creations that any of us could make it through, even every day. How could we possibly go back to trusting you? How about this for a start? You need to go on, or go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit the people that allowed you to suffer. Bro. What's going on? Ain't no way.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Bro. I don't even know what to say to this.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Yeah. Except. Put down my weapon. Okay. Well, that's not exactly what I said to do, but okay. No, I don't want to.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better.
Right.
And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
Except it wasn't for you that you did it. It wasn't for him that you did it.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Okay. Tower.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game. This room actually has a maze in it.
Yo.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the level, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Thanks. Yo, those sounds, bro.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Oh, crap. Did it again. That's crazy.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side.
Yeah.
So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
Yeah!
And he wouldn't.
Sorry, I got excited. I remember the 3 dots.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
Wow.
Where did I screw up?
Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to
I
ask you
am the reason that you stopped making games,
not
aren't
to
I?
speak to me anymore.
It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, They treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Damn. I need to go this way. You stop changing my games. Stop adding lampposts to them. Yo, what? I thought that was.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Oh, there's stuff on the walls.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself. That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Wow. What do you even say after that?
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always
It's a different
more.
voice.
It's like a disease.
Is this Coda now?
Solution. I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games,
Oh no, it's
maybe
not.
I
It's
wouldn't
the
have
same
thought he was
voice.
so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
That's a cry for help for sure.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
I hope I'm going the right way. Just follow the lights, I guess.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now?
It's a good question.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Bro. How do you even respond to some of the stuff that's going on in this game? I don't know, man. I don't even. I don't know what to say. What do you say to that? Is it the beam again? Am I gonna walk into it? Thunder. Let's do it one last time. Fade to black. Oh, just kidding. Holy maze. It's a beautiful view. use them. None have been possible without my following. Or without the following. Maybe R is Ryan. Turn back. Written by. Formed by. Okay.
And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back.
Wow. Alright, there's a lot to unpack there. I don't even know what to say after that. That was not what I was expecting whenever I saw the name, the beginner's guide. Not only that, but I really thought it was going to be a little bit more like a fun game. Because based off what I saw with Smitty, dude, I don't even know what to say. No, that's wrong. I do know what to say. Forgive me if I butcher this, but guys, if you're going through something, you gotta say something before it's too late. Because this gives the vibe that bro was done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or at least he was to the point of being ready to be done. And also it tells a story of not telling others private information. So like whatever his name, Danny? I've already forgotten. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, but I'm gonna call him Danny. Hopefully that's right. Bro just went out and told everything about Coda's personal life basically from these private games. They were supposed to be private, you know? So like someone tells you something, keep it, because they meant to tell you, not everybody else. If you're struggling with depression or the sewer slide, the word that I can't say, you know, reach out, because that wow. That's the thing is the reason I understand it a little bit is because that's what I've been going through. Depression, anxiety, suicide thoughts, like all the 9 yards, bro. I've been going through it. So like that kicked me in the gut. I'm supposed to be going to therapy tomorrow. That's the type of thing. Like my first therapy session. I don't do therapy. Um so if you or a loved one is going through something, you know, and if you know about it, obviously don't say anything to anybody else, but talk to that person. They're basically asking for help. They don't know how to say those exact words. They're showing you through whatever it is. Like for this guy, for Coda, it was through games. You could see it. Certain people have a certain vibe. You could see they're going through stuff. So, I don't know, man. I don't even know if I want to say it like this, but if you enjoyed, please hit the subscribe button. This is my first video, first attempt at the whole YouTube thing. If you didn't know, didn't read the channel name, I'm Solo HUD, or you could call me Michael if you really wish. I like Solo HUD a little bit better. See? Hiding. Anyways, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share this so that maybe somebody out there could understand that not selfishly, but they're also not the only ones going through stuff. So it's okay to be not okay, as they say. But it's not okay to not find help. Anyways, thank you guys, and I hope you all have a good day, or good night, or whatever it is.